Lall now joins us, Managing Director with the Dixon, to understand the implications of government's ban on imported television sets. Mr. Lall, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Could you first broadly tell us that what quantum of how large is this industry? How many imported sets currently, or imported television sets, they come to India, not in CKD condition, but in its original condition?
Sorry, can you come again? I was not able to, it was not very clear. Can you come again with your question, please?
Fair point, no problem. My question to you is that how large is this, how large are India's television imports? Would you have any sense on that?
So, Indian market is presently around 15 million, and almost 25% of the televisions were being imported from China and other ASEAN countries, mainly Vietnam. So that market, that particular subset will shift to India manufacturing post this notification.
What is your understanding of the notification? Is it a complete ban on all categories of television, or will this apply to certain specific categories of television?
So, as per our understanding, the televisions, LED televisions of all sizes have been put under the restricted category, and any importer would have to approach DGFT for the actual user license. So practically, from our understanding, it means that the televisions which have to be sold in India would have to be manufactured in India.
And do you think global brands automatically will be forced to migrate the manufacturing to India? And is this, wonderful news for a contract manufacturing company like yours?
So I think that was already happening, and this would further accelerate. In Dixon's case, we are already one of the largest manufacturers of television, and this is definitely a positive news. We are planning to further expand our capacity from present 4.4 million to 5.5 million, which would be between 35 to 40% of the Indian requirement. It will further deepen the manufacturing. So for Dixon, it's a very significant positive news in a very important vertical of ours.
Sure. Mr. Lall, while it's significant, is there any kind of number we can put to this, or an outlook in terms of the kind of boost the industry will see, and you specifically will see, given the increasing demand at this time, and then, of course, this move coming in on imports as well?
So demand post-pandemic has normalized almost, and I think we are heading for a good Diwali season. That's what my sense is. In Dixon's case, the order book is extremely healthy. We are running practically at 90-95% of the capacity. This would definitely give a significant boost to domestic manufacturing, a deepening of manufacturing, and also it will accelerate the launch of domestically designed solutions. So for domestic manufacturing, it is a significant step forward, undoubtedly.
And we have the scale, Mr. Lall, to meet this kind of demand. There is still some dependency on raw material imports, for example, or as you said, you're already functioning at capacity. Do we have the ability as the industry to set up the kind of scale that we may need if we're looking at concentrating on Indian players?
Yeah, that bandwidth is there within the industry of expanding the scale, and so is the case with Dixon. This capacity expansion will happen within the next 3 to 4 months. So that is definitely there, and the deepening of manufacturing will also happen. So I'm not saying the dependence on imports will be eliminated, but step by step it will keep on diluting. I'm very sure about that.
What are the chances that large global brands can set up their own manufacturing base and they may bypass contract manufacturers like yours?
So I think it's going to be a mixed kind of an approach, but globally, and so is the case in India, the brands are focusing more and more on branding and distribution, and putting their energies on designing of the high-end solutions. This is not only for television, this is across all electronics. And the manufacturing and designing of the mass products is being done through the outsourcing route. So that's the traction we have, and I feel there is a significant tailwind for the outsourcing industry. However, there will be some brands who would be focusing on their internal manufacturing. But overall, one feels that the trend is more and more going to be towards outsourcing.
Okay, final question, Mr. Lall. What about component availability? There are some components in which you have an edge, you don't have an edge. When you are looking at a complex manufacturing of a white good, whether it's a television or a washing machine or a phone, I understand that making in India or Atmanirbhar Bharat is important because you are giving a boost to the local manufacturing sector. But what about critical component availability? How much time will it take for India to really create capacity and technology on that front?
So the first thing that starts off when you're creating an ecosystem is the manufacturing of the final equipment, where the import intensity is relatively higher. However, when you acquire the scale, the component ecosystem evolves domestically. And that's what's going to happen across all the sectors that you mentioned. Now, for example, let's say washing machine. Dixon is a very large player in washing machine. And the local value addition is almost 65-70% already. And in our internal targets, the local content in a washing machine will be almost 85-90% in the coming 2 years. Same is the case with mobiles. Now, with the PLI scheme coming in and a parallel phased manufacturing program launched by the government, the value addition is going to significantly expand. You'll see we already have a lot of inputs like chargers, batteries, mechanicals already being done in India. You'll also see very shortly LCD display, camera modules, vibration motors, speakers, all this being done in India, which will expand the value addition. And in televisions also, although a large part of television bill of material is glass, and we don't have a glass fab at present, but other things are going to happen within India. So this is a journey, and I'm very sure within the next 3 to 4 years, we'll have a large component ecosystem within the country.
Mr. Lall, appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. So, Abha,